Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Shivika. I welcome you all for today's webinar brought to you by Vardhana. We at Vardhana are committed to serve schools and students in best possible way, and our aim is to improve uh, education in India. So we are conducting the series of webinar for student and school development. This is our attempt to cater and provide school and student with necessary tools and technique. So hope this webinar will add value for you. So far we have conducted we are doing this series. So far we have conducted session on how to ace an interview, how to do better, how to manage your money better, how to be a leader, a student leader. So these are some of the topics which we have covered. So if you're interested, we'll be doing more topics and covering more topics in future as well. So please stay tuned with us for that. Today's topic is maximizing productivity in college through effective time management. So today's topic is quite crucial, especially for students, because as we all know that there's demand of there's a lot of demand of your time. Like there's assignment, classes to attend, extracurricular activities, exam, internship, to explore job opportunity. So an effective time management will help to cater all our needs. It also impacts your academic performance, your academic success, as well as your future opportunity. So doing time management is quite crucial for student, and this is a lifetime skill. Like if you're good at it, it will open up a lot of other opportunities for you in future. So before I jump into today's agenda, I'd like to share, will be issuing participation certificate. So if you want to, we'll be only able to issue the participation certificate if you'll fill the feedback form. We'll be sharing the feedback form towards the end. So please stay tuned, fill the form. So thank you, and I'm expecting and hoping everyone to participate and make the webinar as engaging as possible. So today's agenda is we'll start with introduction and session objective, time management, challenges and importance, effective time management technique, goal, smart goal, technology and time management, Q&A, followed by feedback and closing. So let's start with the introduction and session objective. For introduction, I'm going to launch a poll here to understand your profile. I'll request everyone to please vote. I'm going to wait for 30 seconds to get the responses. The poll is launched. Please go ahead and vote. Thank you. We have people from different educational background. We have students who have done bachelor's, who are doing masters. One is doctorate as well, and intermediate. Thank you for joining us today. So let's move in and see today's objective, what we'll be covering today. So today we'll be focusing on understanding effective time management. And we'll be exploring techniques to maximize productivity, learn goal setting, and technology integration to enhance productivity. So let's start with time management and its importance. What is time management and why it is important? So we all do multiple tasks, and we are all involved in different chores. I'm sure like there are times when we end up forgetting by the end of the day, we end up forgetting one or two things which is crucial. But somehow it got slipped out of our mind. I think we all face this. If you agree to me, please put it in a Q&A section that we end up missing task even if we set to do it in the beginning of the day. Okay, I'll move on. So time management is quite important to effectively achieve a goal or to efficiently complete a task. So time management is a process where you plan, organize things, what is required, prioritize which needs more attention and focus, and accomplish the task accordingly. So it's a process of planning, organizing, and prioritizing time to ensure that you're enhancing your productivity by maximum utilizing the time in hand. So let's move and see that why it is important. So I would like to hear it from you first, that why do you think time management is important? Do you think it is important? Yes and no. And why do you think it is important? Yes. Can someone share that why do you think time management is important? Okay, so I'll just move on. So time management is important to accomplish tasks within the deadline which is set for it, or effectively achieve the goal. I'm going to deep dive into it, but before I do that, I'll share some of the current challenges which we face in related to time management. So one is procrastination. To understand why it is important, let's understand first that what are the current challenges we are facing, and because of that, we are failing to manage our time effectively. So procrastination is basically keep on delaying a task which you know you have to do, but you keep on telling yourself that you have a lot of time to accomplish that task, but by the end or towards the end you realize that you have ended up wasting a lot of time, and it will adds up a lot of stress and anxiety. And I think that is one of the common challenge which a student and other generation is facing right now, that is stress and anxiety. So procrastination and can you can do better work and can have a better productivity by ensuring that you're not procrastinating your work, and that can be effectively achieved through time management. The other challenge is lack of prioritization. So maybe you have 10 things to do in a day. So for example, you have to attend a sports meeting, you have to attend an academic session, a counseling session to choose a particular course, or you have to fill an online form, or the other is to go out for shopping. So maybe the struggle is to prioritize which work to do first. So the work with the shortest deadline should be given the priority, but sometimes we end up doing those things which we like. So that also disrupts the flow of work and hampers our work. So lack of prioritization is another challenge we all face. The other is overcommitment. Sometimes we know we have some time in hand, but we are not sure which task is going to take how much time. We end up committing things which we fail to deliver. So for example, if there is a school, there's a college event and college fest, and you end up participating in 10 events, and the 10 events are overlapping, you won't be able to attend the events, and that would be again add pressure and burden on you. If you know that when would be the timing, if the timing is not overlapping, it's easy to manage. But if that's not the case, the overcommitment may backfire, and you may end up with a frustration and feeling of that like a feeling that you fail to accomplish a certain task. So overcommitment is also another challenge which we face when we are not sure and we commit to multiple tasks. The other is ineffective planning. Sometimes you have time, you know the work, but you don't know how to do it, when to do it, what are the resources which are required, and that impacts your performance and time management. So, for example, you have to get a logistic arranged, and you don't have any direct contact. So, if you don't have a proper planning whom to tap to get the logistic arranged for a college event, you'll end up wasting a lot of time. But if you have a proper planning in place, whom to contact, who will coordinate, when coordinate, what is the coordination about, then the outcome would be better. So that's another challenge which we are facing. Other is distraction. We are living in a digital era, and there's a lot of distraction which we are facing on daily basis. It's either social media. We also end up overspending time when we are friends, when we are in college, hanging out at different places. So we have a lot of distraction, and that also impacts our time management or our productivity. But if you have a proper time management and a proper planning for everything, when to do what and how to prioritize it, it's gonna make your work easy, or it would be easy for you to achieve your goal. So right now we have just seen that what are the challenges which we face, which impacts our work and productivity. And let's see how time management helps us to improve our work and productivity. So the first is it contributes in our academic success. Those people, according to a research, those people who are able to do better time management, they have observed their performance improve by 87%, which is a good growth. 87% is a good number. Other is that those some people have also seen that there's a stress reduction by 91% if they are able to effectively manage their time. Some of the people, according to this research again, suggested that they are able to have their more personal and student life balance, and their work life balance has improved by 73%. They're able to indulge in more skill development work apart from their academic and regular studies and regular day life. So they're able to speed up their goal and accomplishment by 84%. And they also see that they're able to make better decisions, because time management helps you to keep all the check of all the resources which you have in hand, and it helps to make the decision better by 83%. This research data is from Time Watch and Zapier. So like we can clearly see by seeing this stat that it plays a major role, and it's important, and the moment you will be able to have it in place properly and effectively using it, it's going to add a lot of value. So let's move on and discuss that. Do you use time management technique? Are you familiar with some of the time management technique? You can put it in Q&A section, or you can raise your hand. If yes, then which technique you are using currently? Okay, if you want to share that if you're using some technique for time management and which technique you're using, you can share, or anything which you do for your time management. Is there any planning you have? You can share it in Q&A section. By that time, I'll move on, and we'll discuss what are some of the effective time management techniques. We have seen that time management is important, but there are challenges which we face, and let's see that how we can overcome those challenges by using effective time management techniques. So first, we'll start with Eisenhower matrix. It helps individuals to categorize their different tasks based on the urgency and importance, and take their decision and focus on those tasks to get the to achieve their task on time and efficiently manage their time. So the matrix is divided in 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, that is important, urgent. Quadrant 2 is important, not urgent. So the quadrant 1 is important and urgent. If you have a task in hand which is important and urgent, so in that case, you need to focus on it immediately, and you need to do it and prioritize it and do it right now. The other is important. The second quadrant is important, not urgent. That is to decide. So you have to accomplish the task, but it can wait for a day or 2 or 3, 4 days. So you have to decide when you're going to do it. So for example, important and urgent can be, you have to fill a online form for getting admission for masters, and the deadline of the form is the site is closing today. So this is an important and urgent work. If you won't do it, you won't be able to even do it later. So that is the task you have to do as soon as possible because of the deadline. There's the task important and not urgent. So for example, there is a semester project which you have to submit after 2 weeks. So the work is important, you have to do it, but you don't have to do it immediately. So this is something you can decide maybe next week, or maybe after 2 days, I'm going to do this task, but it is in my to-do list. The third quadrant is not important and urgent. So there's a task which is not that important, but it's urgent. Someone has to do that work. So you have to look for someone who can do that work. So for example, you're heading a sports team, and the annual sports day is coming. So you have to circulate a mail for the college student to inform that the sports day is on this day. If someone is interested and want to participate, they can fill the form. So this is something, it's a not important work, but it's urgent, because you have to circulate it, and then only people will start filling in, reaching out. So this is something which you can give it to someone else. Maybe you can assign this work to someone else. So you can talk to class representative and ask them to draft this individual mail for their respective classes. So there can be multiple ways or help you can take to do this task. This is third quadrant. The other is not important, not urgent. Those tasks which are there in the list, you may end up doing it, but it's okay even if you're not doing it. That's not necessary or important. And these are mostly diversions which we face. You can easily eliminate it. So these are the 4 quadrants. I'll explain it with the help of an example. But before I jump there, I'll also share a data. A data states that 50% of the people who are using this technique, the Eisenhower matrix technique, they're able to define their work in these 4 quadrants. Their work is under control every day. So 50% of the people, they are not overlapping their work, not postponing their work, achieving what is required by 50%. So let's see and understand it with the help of some example. Some of the tasks which is important and urgent as a student, which you need to do or should do, is deadline. So for example, there's a deadline for history paper and the due is in 2 days. So you have to start working on your history paper. So you'll be able to Submit your paper in 2 days. Chemistry midterm exam is tomorrow. You have to prepare for that. Group presentation for sociology classes later today. So if I see in the context of prioritizing it, I'll put the midterm paper first, the sociology presentation second, and the deadline for history paper third. Because the sociology class discussion presentation is in the second half. So you can list out the task that what needs your immediate attention, and you can prioritize your task accordingly. The other is important but not urgent. Some of the tasks which as a student you can have is create a schedule for study for upcoming your semester exam or your final exam. So creating a schedule is important, but you can delay it by a day or two. This doesn't need your immediate attention. Research and begin drafting marketing projects. The project is in the 3 weeks, so you have to do it, but you have to do it in the duration of 3 weeks. So maybe you can start 1 or 2 weeks later. It's not going to impact. The other is registration for next semester classes. It's going to open next week. So this is something you need to do that. But the deadline is of next week. So depending on the deadline, you decide whether the task is urgent or not. So if you see, after some time, the important and non-urgent task may convert into important and urgent task. Once you accomplish this current quadrant task, later on, your important and not urgent task will shift in the important and urgent task depending on the deadline. So the other quadrant which we have is not important and urgent. Delegate. What are the tasks you can delegate? So sending out reminder for student club meeting. If you have any student club meeting and that is your task, you can give it to someone else. A response to routine email about class logistic. If you are a class representative, if this is falling under your bucket, and if you think you don't have bandwidth to cater this, you can give it or hand it over to someone else. The tasks which are not important and not urgent lies in fourth quadrant, that is delete. Mindlessly scrolling through social media, chatting, time spending over time with your friends. So if you see the important quadrants are first, second, and third. In first and second, in first you have to do it immediately. In second, you have to decide when you're gonna do it. In third, you will have to decide who is gonna do it. And in fourth, you can skip if you don't have time. So this is one of the example. Let's do a quick activity. So here I'll be sharing some statement. I want you to participate and share that where do you think this particular statement will lie, in first quadrant, second quadrant, third or fourth, which is do, decide, delegate or delete. So the statement is meeting with academic advisor to discuss course selection schedule for today. So there's a meeting scheduled with the academic advisor for the course selection. So what do you think where this will fit in? You can put it in Q&A section. Yes, correct. This will fit in do. Yeah, this is something which is scheduled for today. It is important and urgent, and this will fit in do. The other statement is set up a meeting with a career counselor. What do you think? In which quadrant this will fit in? Do, decide, delegate or delete? You can put it in Q&A section. Okay, Ajay responded do. Anyone else wants to respond? Setting up a meeting with a career counselor can be done by anyone. Maybe you can ask any of the staff member, or you can ask your teacher that can you loop me in with a career counselor. So not necessarily you have to do it by yourself. If you want to do it by yourself, you can do it, but you can always look for someone who can schedule the meeting, because this is only about scheduling and not attending. Engaging in lengthy conversation about unrelated topic, where this will fit in? Can someone tell me engaging in lengthy conversation about unrelated topic, where this will fit in? Yeah, thank you. This will go and delete. The other statement is plan a weekly exercise routine to stay healthy. This one will fit in which part of the quadrant? This side. Okay. Yeah, correct. This will fall in decide. Thank you for your responses. So, like after seeing the responses, I'm quite sure the concept is clear. This is one of the most effective technique for student and everyone. Even when in future you'll go and join a job, this is gonna add a lot of value. So let's move on and see the other technique which we'll be covering today. It's Alpin method. It's a time management technique, but it's more helpful when you on day-to-day basis. So you are able to do your day-to-day task effectively by using this method. That this will definitely enhance the productivity. So in the first method, the focus is to do prioritize and focus tasks. Here, the task which needs attention. Here, you can do your general day-to-day task. So in Alpine method, A stands for define the activity. What are the 10 tasks which is there in your bucket? The other is estimate the length of the task. How much time you're going to spend in doing what? So for example, P stands for plan buffer time. You should always have some extra time in hand if there is an overlap. E stands for establish, prioritize decision. So you have a list of tasks in your hand. Which one you're going to focus is important. And the other is note the level of the progress, what you were able to accomplish. So for example, 10 of the tasks can be you have to attend your classes. Other tasks can be you have to complete your assignment. Other tasks can be you have to take care of your personal health. You want to read, you want to like go and play badminton or basketball and someday. So these are 10 things you have in hand. So you make a list of it, that is define activity. So estimate the length. For academic or for my regular classes, I'm going to spend 6 hours in the college. So that is my estimated length. I'll take half an hour break. So you've defined how much time you're going to do an activity. If I'm going to play, I'll play for half an hour. Or if I'm going to read, I'm going to read for an hour. So you allocate some time for those specific tasks. You also have a buffer plan. So you have a 30 minute or half an hour buffer plan. So for example, there's an overlap. After your regular classes, your professor may end up asking you to go and meet them in person. So maybe the next plan activity, the timing may disrupt. So the buffer timing will help you to cope up with those disruptions and ensure that you're accomplishing your task by the end of the day. Establish the priorities, as I've mentioned that if you're attending classes, which is important. If you are completing the assignment, so maybe you can attend your classes, complete your assignment. In the morning, you can go for your hobby if you want to play, or you can skip if you are too busy for that day. If you want to read, maybe during bedtime you can read. So you have task in hand. When you're going to do what is prioritizing, depending on which needs your more attention. So that's how you prioritize your decision. And then at the end, you note that you have set to achieve 8 tasks. You took this much time to accomplish it. And these are the remaining tasks. And when you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, or how next time you're going to plan better to achieve the remaining tasks. So let's also understand it with the help of an example. So as a student, some of the activities which you are indulged in is will be defining the activity. You have to read chapter 3 and chapter 4 of history class. So this is one of the tasks you have in hand. Other is work on math assignment, which is due for tomorrow. And other is attend a group project meeting at 10:30 a.m. So these are the 3 tasks which you have in hand for the day. How much time you're going to spend to accomplish that task? That is L, estimated length of time. So for reading, you're going to spend 2 hours. For math assignment, you think you'll be able to do it in 1.5 hours. For group project meeting, you'll have 1 hour. So the plan buffer time is 30 minutes. So for example, maybe my meeting gets extended by 30 minutes. So in that case, by 15 minutes. So in that case, I can use this buffer timing. So there would not be overlap, or I won't run behind with any of the tasks I have in hand. Other is establishing the priority. So as I mentioned that there are 3 activities, but the priority is to attend a group project meeting because it's scheduled in the beginning of the day. That is at 10:30 a.m. So the first priority is to attend that meeting. After that, work on maths assignment and finish reading by the end of the day. Because the assignment submission is tomorrow. So you cannot say, or you cannot keep on like you sit and read, and by the time by the end you realize that you don't have time to do the assignment. So you'll miss your deadline. So it's important to prioritize. And the other is to note the success level, that after the meeting, what are the necessary things you need to adjust. If you're able to complete, you're ensuring that you're completing. If you're not completing, when you're going to complete it. So this is one example. Let's move to the other technique. In previous, the previous technique is Alpin technique. The next is Pomodoro technique. This is effective and most effective for those people who have attention deficit, or they, if there is one work which needs attention but it's sort of boring. Sometimes we all indulge in thing, or if you are preparing and studying for a subject which you feel find or not that interesting and challenging to focus, this technique is quite effective because we all have such struggles in our student life. So this technique is designed to help individual improve their focus and productivity by breaking down small works into small intervals, that is for 25 minutes, and take a break and then rework again. So let's deep dive and understand this technique in detail. So you start with the task, select one task. So in first technique, we have selected task which needs attention or which can be ignored. In second, what you can do throughout the day, that technique is used. And the third, you have to focus on one task at a time. So select one task, a single task to focus on. Set a timer, work continuously on that task for 25 minutes. Then, you take a break, productivity break for 5 minutes. Then you repeat the cycle 4 times. So you study for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break, 30, and then it's 30. Then again you study for 25, take 5-minute break, again study for 25, take 5-minute break. So repeat 4 cycles of this and take a long break and have fun in this break. Just reward yourself for being consistent with whatever task you're doing. So as I've mentioned that this technique is quite effective when you want to store something in your long-term memory, and if you are someone who struggles with attention, and especially in today's world when we have distraction, we end up picking our phone or getting involved in other things. So this technique is quite helpful. And this technique proves that the data states that the techniques improve writing skill by 8%. Because this technique help you to internalize and understand the concept by doing effective revision again and again. So that helps to like when it comes to writing, you'll be able to write something by yourself and provide critical viewpoint on that particular topic. And that's how it's proven that those people who are using this technique, their writing skill is improved. Let's again see this with the help of an example that how it's going to work for a student. So choose a task. So maybe your task is study for the upcoming history exam. There's a history exam and you want to study for it. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Study history for 25 minutes. And after that, just ensure that you are not distracting yourself. There's no use of social media, email, or any family member coming and interacting with you, or your classmate coming and chatting with you. Take a break for 5 minutes. Do a bit of mindfulness. Focus on yourself. Focus on your thought. Go and hydrate yourself. So you can just take a break and then you can again restart and repeat this cycle. And this goes for 2 hours, and do a focus study for 2 hours, and then take a long break and repeat. So as I said, that during exam, it's very effective because we all end up procrastinating. So for example, if there is a exam, your math exam is on first day and there's a gap, and then you have science exam, you may end up procrastinating that I'll study science, but you're not taking out that time. This technique help you to stay focused and start working on it purposefully and with a lot of focus. So you can utilize this technique as a student to do effective time management. So I have covered 3 techniques so far. That is Eisenhower matrix, Alpin method, Pomodoro. So right now I'll just also share that which technique is effective when, like which are the circumstances and which context which technique is important. So if you have a prioritized task in hand, so in that case, Eisenhower matrix is important. So if you have a critical assignment which needs your focus, attention, and you need to indulge in a lot of research, in that case, or if you have a close deadline. So in that case, in these cases, Eisenhower matrix is quite important. Alpin technique, as I have mentioned, that it's very effective in your daily planning because it helps you to track that what you're doing, how much time you're going to take to do it, and how you arrange and accomplish your task. This helps when you're doing project planning, or you're doing revision, if you're doing assessment session. So this is something which is effective for your everyday life. Pomodoro is important when you're tackling with challenging or monotonous tasks, such as studying for exam or writing paper. So these tasks can get monotonous for people, and we end up procrastinating, writing a paper, because there's a lot of data out there, and you get lost which one to pick. So staying focused for 25 minutes help you to like keep on looking and searching which is what is relevant, instead of getting diverted and leave the work completely. So these techniques are effective in these circumstances or contexts. So let's move on and understand that we have discussed the technique. But do you think that we can be better at time management without being good at planning? So can you just say that key, I'm good at time management, but my planning is not that good? Is it possible? So I'll again request everyone to use Q&A section and share their responses. You can raise your hand. Do you think it's possible? Better at time management without having a proper planning in place? Okay, so these techniques are important, effective, or a time management is a planning in a way. You're planning what you're going to do of your time. So it's important to have a proper planning in place, and a planning and time management goes hand in hand basically. So let's understand and see how we can do planning effectively. So the best way to do a planning is goal setting. You set a goal. What do you want to do? How you're going to do it? So let's deep dive into it and understand what is goal setting. So what is the goal? Let's understand what is the goal. So if there is something I want to achieve, it becomes my goal. So for example, I want to perform good in school. This is my goal. Deciding what I want to accomplish, I want to score good in school, devising a plan to work on it. How I'm gonna achieve it? So I want to perform good in college. How I'm gonna do that? What are the things I'll be doing? What are the steps I'll be taking to perform good in college? Working on a plan to achieve it. So I know that these are the 3-4 things I have to do. Start working on it, measure it, and then reflect that whether you were able to achieve it or not. So that is goal setting. Knowing that this is what I want to do, focusing on this is what I want to do is goal. How you're going to do it is goal setting. So let's move on and understand what is the importance of goal setting. So it gives you a clear direction. So as I said that you are saying that I want to achieve good in college. I want to perform good academically. Where are we going? What do you want to do and why we are going? So I want to perform good in academically. So when there would be a campus placement, my score will give this positive impact about my performance, and it would be easy for me to crack a interview. So there's a logic to it. Why I'm going to do it? If I have a goal, it's important because this will give me an idea or clarity of thought that why do I want to do it. If I want to do something, why do I want to do it? How I'm going to do it? So maybe I'll work on my resume. Maybe I'll get it proofread. I'll go for tuition classes. I'll attend my classes regularly. If I have some query, I'll reach out to my professor and take for 10. So these are the steps I'll take to achieve good in college, and then also to ensure that maybe I want to achieve good in English, because that is something which I'm struggling throughout the year. So assess that these are the 4 things I'm doing to do better in it. I'm able to do it instead of waiting till end. So the goal setting help you to have this clarity, whatever you are aspiring to achieve, where you are in the process, and rework on it if you're getting stuck somewhere. And it's also motivating. So once you know what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do, and what are the processes step, and how you can do how you can control if things are going out of control, it's motivating. So for example, if I'll just tell you that you go to Bangalore, and I don't tell you that how you're going to go, when you are going to go, and how much budget you have to go there, what you'll be doing if you're going there. So that is very demoralizing. If someone is just coming and asking you to do something, if you don't have a proper plan in place, it's demoralizing. So that's why goal setting is important, to know exactly what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and manage if things are getting out of control, or keep a checkpoint. So let's see some of the goals, and I want you to reflect and tell me that do you think these goals are sufficient to achieve the desired outcome? So the one is I want to do better in school. Do you think this is sufficient to get a desired outcome or if enhance your time management? You can put it in Q&A section. Or do we need more information related to this? Okay, so this is not sufficient. As I said that I'll just come and tell you that you go and travel to some city. If there is no other relevant information available, it's difficult. There's a goal, but it's a vague goal. There's no clarity where this is heading, how this is going to look like. The other is I will study more. Again, you want to study, which subject you want to study more, how much time you are going to dedicate to study more. Those things are unclear here. So there's a goal, but you won't be able to do effective planning or time management if your goal is vague. The other is I want to be a better student. So yeah, you want to be a better student, but how are you going to do it? What do you define? What is better student? Doing better academically, focusing on your hobbies, focusing on skill development. So again, this goal is also vague. So it's not important to only have a goal. It's important to have a smart goal. So there's this concept of smart goal. You have a goal and plan, and how you're going to do it. So smart goal is specific, something which is specific. What you're going to do, measurable, how and when you're going to do it, achievable, will you be able to do it? So for example, you end up overcommitting something. As a student, if I'm scoring 50% marks, if I'll say, oh, I'll achieve 80% in the next semester, that is not practical. So is the goal achievable, what you are saying? Is it relevant? So for example, I want to go and give a CAT exam, but I am a student who is focusing and pursuing my career in engineering. So maybe I should give a GATE exam instead of giving CAT exam. So whatever I'm pursuing, is this relevant? And what with the time limit? So it can be your entire life or 2 days, right? So it's important to have time. So it's important to set a smart goal. We'll see what a smart goal is. So when I'm saying specific, be very specific about what is the desired outcome you are expecting, what you're focusing on, and what is the desired outcome you're expecting. Measurable, how you're going to track it, quantify the goal. Achievable, set realistic goal, that why there should be some reason that if you're selecting something, why you're selecting it. Relevant, is it aligning with your long-term goal or your broader goal? Time bound, how much time you're going to give this to this task, or till when you'll be able to accomplish it. So there's this clarity that, okay, I have a goal, how and when I'm going to do it. So I'll just give an example here of smart goal setting. So I'll just share a goal first, and then I'll fit it in smart goal. So the goal is to improve GPA. It's very vague. Improve GPA when, how much GPA I'm going to improve. So it's an unclear goal. Let's make it a smart goal. So I want to increase my current GPA from 3 to 3.5. So I'm very clear that I want to increase my GPA by 5.5%. Measure is, I'll be using my academic report card to see that what I have scored earlier, how much I'm scoring in the current or like in other assignment and exams, and will that be sufficient to achieve the end result? Achievable, yes, with the help of tutoring, other additional services, support from professor. I think this goal is achievable for me. Is this relevant? Yeah, better academic performance help my chance of getting scholarship, a job opportunity. So this is relevant for me. The goal is relevant for me. Time bound, I'll be able to achieve and improve this by the end of the semester. So you see, I had a big goal that the goal is to improve GPA. Now I'll show you the smart goal. The goal is to improve GPA from 3 to 3.5 by the end of the current semester. That's how we create a smart goal. It's very effective. You have clarity that what you're going to do, how you're going to measure your progress. So in case if you're not able to achieve it, and by when you'll be able to do it. So let's move on and discuss that some of the goals, how like these smart goals will look like. So again, I'll encourage everyone, please participate in the activity. So the first goal is I will be more organized. I request you to convert it into a smart goal. you're gonna make this statement? This is a simple goal, a vague goal. How are you gonna make it a smart goal? I will be more organized. You can put it in Q&A section, or you can raise your hand and share. You have to divide it into specific, measurable, achievable, and relevant in time. So if someone is saying that I will be more organized, how the person is going to be more organized? How we can make it a smart? Okay, I'll share from my end. So if I have to make it a smart goal, I'll say I will create a weekly study schedule and use time management technique like Pomodoro, which I have covered, to increase my productivity by 20% this semester. So I am saying I'll make a study plan. It's a proper specific thing. I'll be using a technique, Pomodoro, and I want to enhance my productivity by 20% by end of the semester. So you can see the difference in the goal. You can see it's specific, it's measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's how we can create a simple goal into smart goal. Uh, I would request everyone to please participate and share in this activity, that I will try to be more involved in campus. Please convert this into a smart goal and share. I will try to be more involved on campus. Again, the goal is vague. How you going to be more involved in the campus? What do you want to do? If I have to make it a smart goal, I'll say I will attend at least one campus event or social gathering every 2 weeks to expand my social circle and make at least 3 close friends by end of the academic semester. So my numbers are clear. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna attend a gathering, social events. I'm aiming to meet people and ensure that I'm in touch with 3 people and have some develop some bond with them by the end of the academic year. So when I'm gonna do it by the end of the academic year. So this is again a smart goal, and it's more relevant and achievable when I'm able to define it like this. The third is I want to make friends in college. Again, the goal is very vague, right? If you have a vague goal, you don't know when to achieve it and how to achieve it. So if I have to make a smart goal on this, that I want to make friends in college, I'll join at least 2 student club related to my subjects which I'm doing, and attend their semester meetings regularly. So that's how I'm going to make friends. So I'm going to go and attend student club, socialize with them, and I'll do this regularly throughout the semester. So that's how we create a simple goal or a vague goal into smart goal, and it's very effective. And as I've mentioned in the first goal, I will be more organized. That how you can use Pomodoro technique to effectively achieve the goal. You can use different techniques in different cases and circumstances or in your different goals. So that's how you can effectively plan and achieve your goal. But as we all know that we all have a lot of dependency on technology, and we are living in a world where technology is very helpful, and though there are distractions, it impacts as well our productivity as well through different distractions. But we all know that we are living in digital era, and technology is helping us to accomplish a task with a lot of efficiency in short duration. So we know that technology also enhances goal setting by providing tools and platforms that enable individuals to set and track their progress efficiently, achieve their goal, and like it also offers a lot of real-time monitoring, that what you're doing, how you're doing. You can track it immediately. You can have a lot of automated data in hand available, that what you're gonna how you're gonna do it. So you can use it for goal setting and achieving your goal. Technology can be really useful and handy, and I'm going to cover that in the next part. So now we'll be focusing on technology and time management. How by integrating technology in time management, we can effectively achieve our goal, accomplish our task in hand. So, technology and time management. Let's see what are the significance of technology and time management. Why it is important. So, as I said, that it automates a lot of data. So, for example, I have 10 tasks in hand. If I'm sitting and writing it down in my notebook, I may be able to achieve 5 of it, but I'm pushing the remaining 5 for the next day. So, I may have to end up doing the same task again and again, right? But with the help of technology and automation, my task may immediately shift, or I can just schedule it for the next time. So it helps me to save a lot of time. Communication and collaboration. We are living in a world where we are sitting in different places, a remote location. There was a time during COVID, and even now, many people are doing online classes. So technology helps you to communicate, collaborate, and work effectively using that helps in time management. So if you have to work earlier, what we used to do when there's not that digital era, we used to meet, spend time together, and work. These days, you can just share a doc online and work together without meeting a person in person, and that saves a lot of time. Though it has its own pros and cons, but the communication and collaboration have gotten easy using technology. There's a lot of online learning and resources available. So earlier, for example, we used to use this dictionary, paper dictionary, right? Dictionary books. But right now, there are a lot of resources which are available. So if I say that earlier, those offline things which you used to search, online is quite quick. All the information is within a click. It's within our reach. So the technology is helping us to save the time, but this also have a negative impact. There's a possibility because there are a lot of resources available out there, you may end up getting confused in using these resources. So use of technology is important, but you also have to ensure that you are setting some boundaries. You're relying on reliable sources when you're like researching. Time tracking apps. So again, manually it's difficult to track the time. You may set that I'll do this at 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. But it's always a good idea to have some reminders because we are indulged in different activities throughout the day. These reminders help us to keep our work on track. So these are the benefits of technology. If we want to achieve time management and effectively manage our time, let's see some of the hindrances created by technology. Digital distraction. You may end up, open your laptop or your phone for writing your assignment, but end up scrolling the reels, videos, or shorts. So we all are getting distracted, and there's a need to put a boundary around it and define that boundary. Information is overloaded, as I said, that maybe there are multiple resources available, and also it's difficult. There are a lot of content creator these days outside, so it's difficult to filter and see that which information is relevant for you. Multitasking myth. In digital era, people think that I can open 10 tabs and work simultaneously. People think that the productivity is there, but you are focusing and compromising on the quality work which you are doing. So again, multitasking is a myth in digital era. Procrastination, again, but the access and work is easy to do, so you think that you'll keep on postponing and doing. So that is there. So these are some of the hindrance which is created by technology. But if you are managing the negative aspect of it, the hindrance which we have discussed, practice digital mindfulness and set boundaries. Use technology to enhance your productivity. This can be a blessing for all of us. So let's see some of the app as a student you can use to enhance your day-to-day productivity. So I'll start with Microsoft To Do. So I'll be covering limited app here. There are a lot of app out there, but we are just focusing on those apps which is productive for student. So it helps you to manage all your tasks in one place. So I'll also give you a demo that how this works and how you can do it. So you can you can add your task, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it, when you're gonna do it, prioritize, set timing, and you can also add additional list to it. So I'm going to show you that how you can do this. I have shared the different. Just a minute. Sorry, I'll reshare my screen. So here, this is how the website look. We'll also be sharing a handout. There you'll find the link of this Microsoft To Do. Here I'll just tell you how you do it. So I have already logged in. You can sign up or log in using your current Google account. And this is the outlook of the to-do list. So you can add your tasks. So here I've already added some tasks. I'll add another task, attend meeting at. So this is the task I'm going to add. I have to attend a meeting for camping. I'm going to schedule it. So I have to attend this today Today, I'll set the time. So I want to attend it at noon, 12 p.m. You can also change it manually, save it. Do I want this to repeat? This is for daily, weekdays, weekly, monthly, yearly. You can also have custom. Maybe if you want to attend it bi-weekly, so you can customize it. That's how you add your task. So I have listed some tasks. You can see that my task for the day is 6. I have added 6 tasks to do. So this will give me reminders. So for example, at 12, I'll get a reminder that Shivika, you have to attend this meeting for campaign at 12. Once I complete the task, once I achieve the task, I'll just click attend it. So here you can see it's showing this task of attending campaign meeting at 12 is completed. The other is my other task is to submit English essay. It's showing me it's at 6. I get a reminder at 6 p.m. Again, once I'll submit it, I'll click it today. So here you can see it's scheduled for today. So again, I'll complete this task. Also, you can see in my day task earlier there was 6 tasks. Now it's left with only 4 tasks. And so you can see that I have completed out of 6, I have completed 2 and 4 are still remaining. You can check the remaining plan tasks once you have completed. So for example, you can see that I have to complete science project. So it's aligned for tomorrow. So once I'll complete it tomorrow, I'll again click on it and submit. If I'm doing it today, I can do the same. Again, it's attend sports club meeting. It's due on Monday, 11 September. So this is quite helpful to get those reminders to do our work and effectively achieve and what we are set to do in a day. So you can use it for day-to-day life, and also if you want to access to other app, your Gmail, you can use using this platform only. You don't have to separately go and open your calendar. So you can mail, you can use calendar, you can share things directly from here. You can collaborate with other people on this platform. So this is just an example. You can also create separate lists here. So I'll also again complete some of the tasks. So that's how you can keep a record of all the tasks you're indulging in a day. So here you can see what I've set to do and what I have achieved. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you the other app which you can use as Google Docs. Google Docs is an online word processor. So whatever we do offline, the word sheets and drawing in forms. So this is something which you can do online. I'll share the benefits of it because this is something which can be quite effective, because these days in most of the colleges we are shifting to online paper submission, doc related paper submission. So these things are quite helpful to do that. So just give me a minute. I'll show you Google Doc. So here you can see my screen. I have already logged in my account. So you can, whatever we do offline. So if you have to submit your assignment, you are making a Word file, you can do this online. So you have to go to this site. I'll be providing the link. You can just go open a sheet. Here you can do your task. So for example, I'll just paste some tasks here. So one of the tasks which I have to do is, for example, just copy. I have one task, which I'm just looking for my sheet to share that. For example, I have this assignment. I'm going to paste it. Now, people, it's easy to collaborate. So for example, I am doing a group project. And if I'm doing a group project offline, what I have to do is I have to make the project, mail it to my friend. The friend will see, reply back, and then I'll again work on it. You can do collaborative work very effectively using Google Docs. So here I'm just showing you one of example of Google this Word doc. So what you can do, I'll just show you some of the features. So as I said that we do collaboration work. You can like multiple people. You can just go share this with your friend, whomever you want to share this. For example, I'm naming this ABC. I can share this. So I can share it with some of the people I know. I want them to work on. So for example, I can just share this. I can send them. They'll have access to the sheet and then they can work. We all can work on the same project at the same time. I don't have to do my part, send it to someone else, and then get it. So, for example, if I'm sending this work for review to one of my friends to proofread or para read, they can directly provide a comment to me. So they want me to maybe rephrase something or anything. So they can comment and I can rework on my task. Also, it's very easy to convert it into different formats, because in college we have to give our task in PDF formats and other formats. So using this, you can directly convert it into PDF format instead of going and converting it online. So there are a lot of things you can do. You can fix your alignments using guides. You can edit. There's a lot of tools available, and also you can do spelling and grammar check. So here you can just select everything. We all have to like recheck our spelling and grammar when we are writing something. So using this tool, you can do spelling and grammar check. So here you can see that there's no changes required. So the Google Doc is effective in doing collaboration work, getting the feedback, and also this saves a lot of time instead of different people working on a similar project at different timeline. And it also helps us to store our data and restore if in case we lose the data. So for example, I have made some changes and I want to restore what I have changed. So you can easily go to the version history and check what are the changes I have made, or any of your friend who's working in the same project, and you can always restore the version. So this app will help you to do work effectively, save your work, and access your work from anywhere. And you can do the same for other things. So, for example, here I have just talked about Word file, how you can work on a Word. Let me just give example. So you can do the similar task using Google Doc. You can work on a sheet, form, you can create form, you can share these online forms. And in college, we are indulging a lot of research data. We need a lot of participation data, or if we want to reach for participation, for a student to participate in any event, or if I want some data for my thesis or research, you can easily create a Google form. You can create Google slide. Again, Google slide is quite effective. You can access your data from wherever you want. The layout is quite easy to make. You can do effective animation, and you can always preserve your data online. So these tools are quite effective. Let me just go and see. So I'll just move and jump to the other site which will be covering. Sorry, I'm just taking some time to switch different tabs. Hope my screen is visible. So the other is to-do list. It also allows you to organize your tasks. We have already covered Microsoft To-Do. You can explore this by yourself. We'll be providing the link to this as well. This helps you to organize your project and also collaborate on the same platform. The other app as a student, which is easy, and other site which is quite useful to enhance your productivity, is Grammarly. So I'm going to show some examples. You can do multiple things on Grammarly. So I have already you opened my Grammarly. You can just open a file. I'll show you a doc with a lot of mistakes. So for example, I'm working on a project. So here you can see I have a project I am making. I have written a paragraph. I want to see the correctness. So we all need proofreading, right? We need to check what are the mistakes we are doing. So what we can do, you can copy that. You can open Grammarly. It's for free also. You can get the limited suggestion. What I have done, copied my content, what I have written. This is gonna provide me the feedback that, okay, education, there's a mistake. So I'll accept it. It's showing me there is an error in spelling. Then again, it's showing me error in spelling. So this helps me to rectify my mistakes. What are the mistakes I'm making here? Successful. Future. So it's highlighting the mistake and also suggesting me this what I can put in front instead of that. So here, that's how you can work. And if you're working on your resume, so you can use Grammarly and do a spelling check. You can also check grammar, whether there is a punctuation missing, or whether there is an error with a sentence formation. So this is quite effective. The other thing you can do in Grammarly is paraphrase something. So for example, I'm writing a paper, but the way I'm writing, I'm not quite satisfied with. So I'm writing something, but I'm not finding a right word to write it. So what I can do, I'll just show you an example. Again here, I hope you're able to see my screen. In case if you're not, please let me. So here I have, you can see I have written a phrase. I'm going to copy. So in Grammarly, you can paraphrase limited for free in free access. You can only paraphrase limited amount. So I want to write something, but I'm not sure what I have written is that effective or is able to communicate what I want to write. So what I can do using Grammarly, I can copy the text. I can paste it. You can see here. You can see here, I have pasted my content here. It takes 500 character once. Now I'm going to click on paraphrase it. So whatever I have written, it's going to paraphrase and write it in different word and show it to me. Here you can see this is the original version. It has given me 3 more versions. That these are the 3 other ways you can write the same sentence. It's up to me which one I want to take. You can come here. You can copy this. And, so here I've selected this. I can copy it from here and I can use it. So as you can see that, these apps are quite effective not only for managing your time, but also enhancing your work productivity. So as a student, these apps are quite useful. So we have a handout of this webinar, which we'll be sharing with you. So we are towards the end of the webinar. So whatever we have covered in today's webinar, let's do a quick revision to check our understanding. So I'm going to launch a poll just to like see where what we have learned today. So please vote once you get it. So the first question, the first quick revision question is, which time management technique you have learned today? It's a multiple choice. You can vote for more than one answer. Which are the techniques which we have covered today? Please go ahead and vote. I have already launched the poll. We have covered Pomodoro and Eisenhower matrix. No, we didn't use time blocking matrix. We didn't use that. We have covered LPIT and we also didn't cover time audit. Two people have selected that. Please go through the handout once we'll share it. Thank you for your response. I'm going to launch another poll. Let's see what does SMART goal stand for. Please go ahead and share that what we have covered today. What does the SMART goal stand for? Thank you for your responses. The SMART goal stands for not for simple and mentionable. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So hope this webinar have added some value and you'll be able to effectively manage your time. So I'll do a quick summary. Today what we have covered. We have covered what is time management, what are the current challenges we are facing, why it is important to have proper time management because of the challenges to cater our goals in better way. Then we covered the techniques, that is Eisenhower matrix. We covered Alpine technique and then Pomodoro technique. After that, we focus on planning, that how using SMART goal you can effectively plan your goal and achieve your target and do effective time management. And post that, we discuss how technology integration can help our effective time management, productivity, and learning efficiency. So thanks for joining us today. If you have any question, please share it with us. Also, please stay tuned to the webinar. Do not drop out until unless you are filling the feedback form. We'll be able to issue participation certificates to those who will fill the form. So that's how we get your mail ID. So if you have any question, please put it in Q&A section or you can raise your hand. Okay, so let's move on. And if we don't have any question, then just drop the feedback form in Q&A section. I have added the feedback form in Q&A section. Please open the link and fill the form. Thank you for joining us today. And we are hoping you to see in future as well. Please stay tuned to us. We'll be bringing more such webinar for you. So thank you and have a good day.